I really, really, really want a milkshake. But guess what? I can't have one because I don't go to Chick-fil-A anymore. And that really, really sucks. Because they have the best milkshakes. And I mean, I guess I could drag out the blender and make my own. But where's the fun in that? And I'm not gonna tell you not to go there. I'm not gonna even try to convince you not to go there. I'm going to tell you why I personally don't buy their food anymore, and why I personally sort of wish no one else would either. I mean, I honestly sort of wish they'd go out of business. And you know, people will ask me all the time, who gives a damn what their political agenda is? Who cares what their president thinks? Who cares what their CEOs think? What matters is they have a really good chicken sandwich, right? I mean, they have the best milkshakes on the planet, right? Who cares what they think? And I'll be honest with you, I don't care what they think. I don't give a damn that Dan Cathy, the president of Chick-fil-A, I don't care that he said that, we're inviting God's judgment by trying to legalize gay marriage. I don't care. I don't care what he thinks. It pisses me off, and I think it's ignorant, but that's not why I don't eat there. Because that would not be enough to make me stop buying their delicious milkshakes. On a side note, however, I do sort of wonder if Dan Cathy's wife submits to him like the Bible tells her to, because he does say that his family and he likes to think of his corporation as a Christian one and a very biblical one. So I wonder if he tells her what to do and if she does everything he says, because a wife must submit to her husband. And I feel really bad for all the employees at Chick-fil-A right now because, I mean, no matter where they go, I bet they don't want to tell anyone that that's where they work. Because, face it, eventually, if they say, oh, I work at Chick-fil-A, somebody is going to either pat them on the back or bite their head off because, oh, you support inequality, or, oh, pat on the back, you're such a good guy. You believe in the Bible. Let me tell you something. I'd be willing to bet there are atheists that work at Chick-fil-A, and there are probably many gay people that work at Chick-fil-A. They don't believe the same things that the CEOs believe. They are not the ones in control of where the money goes. The people working for minimum wage on the bottom of the triangle, they don't have the same views. I mean, they might have the same views, but just because they work for Chick-fil-A doesn't mean they do, and that's my entire point. And I would not tell anyone. If I worked at Chick-fil-A, which, I'm looking for a job right now, and if I can't find a job anywhere else than Chick-fil-A, if they'd actually hire me, I probably wouldn't tell anyone that I worked there because of this huge-ass controversy. And I really doubt that they'd hire me because, I'm an atheist and they promote this whole biblical thing, blah, 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 which maybe they will. Like I said, they probably have some atheists working for them. But they are not in control of where the money goes. Okay, so anyway, to my point. The reason I don't personally spend money at Chick-fil-A, why I personally won't eat food there because I'm not allowing anyone else to spend their money on my behalf there, is because I don't want to give any more money to hate groups. Yeah, that's right, hate groups. Did you know that in 2010, Chick-fil-A donated over $1 million to the Marriage and Family Foundation, which is a project of the Anti-Gay Marriage Commission, which started in response to the supposed downward spiral of traditional families in America. So I guess they're going to start protesting single moms, single fathers, and divorce too. In 2010, they also donated $500,000 to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, which, almost contrary to its name, condemns any kind of homosexual act to anyone who applies, and says that if any impure thought that might cross your mind, you can just pray to Jesus and he'll make it go away for you. $250,000 to the National Christian Foundation, who gives money to anti-gay groups. They gave $1,000 to Exodus International, which pays for ex-gay therapy, which, according to the American Psychological Association, actually doesn't work, for one, and two, can cause actual harm, such as depression, such as suicide attempts, and probably actual suicide as well, because, sometimes attempts actually work. They also gave $1,000 to the Family Research Council, which is actually a certified hate group alongside the Ku Klux Klan, the Westboro Baptist Church, Jihad Watch, neo-Nazis in America, They also gave $2,500 to the Georgia Family Council, which promotes the idea that marriage equality is harmful to children. Did you know that during the women's suffrage movement during the early 1900s, there were actually people who opposed equality? People that said, oh, women shouldn't vote, it'll turn them into lesbians. Women shouldn't vote, they won't be able to cook for their husbands. Women shouldn't vote, then they'll try to get jobs. Then they won't be able to take care of their children. They won't be able to take care of their husbands. The world will end. It'll be crazy. It'll just be so horrible. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I went to Sacramento, into the state capital of California, the Capitol building. I went in there and I did the whole tour thing. They have, free tours on the hour every hour. So I went in, did the free tour, and then we were allowed to walk around and look at stuff. And they had this little area with stuff about the women's suffrage movement. And hey, I'm a woman. I like to vote. So I thought, let me look at all this stuff. And I didn't think that there were actually people who thought it was so horrible and the world would end if women were allowed to vote. And you know what? They should have taught that to me. They should have taught that to me in school. I asked a few other women that I know. None of them knew that there was opposition. They didn't know. They thought, oh, well, people just didn't feel like voting for women to be able to vote. They just didn't feel like doing it. People didn't actually not want them to. Wrong. People didn't want women to vote. They didn't want women to have equal rights, because back then women were nothing. Women were nothing. They had to submit to their husbands, much like Dan Cathy's wife probably has to do, because they lead such a biblical life. And you know what? That's wrong. And my biggest problem with this whole Chick-fil-A thing is, if I want a chicken sandwich, I want a goddamn chicken sandwich. I don't want my money going to some stupid ass charity that's gonna teach my potential future children that it's wrong to be gay. Because guess what? It's not wrong. It's not evil. It's not unnatural. It's just not. There are 1,500 different animal species in nature. Guess what? They're in nature. Dwarf chimpanzees, for example, they live exclusively bisexual. For their entire lives, every dwarf chimpanzee is bisexual. Oh no! They're gonna go to hell! Oh no! Lions, dolphins, killer whales, worms, crabs. Oh my god, they're all going to hell. And you know what? Actually, there hasn't been a single species that's been studied for homosexuality. Not a single species has been noted to not practice homosexuality. Not a single species in the animal kingdom has been found to be exclusively 100% heterosexual, because guess what? To them, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's part of life. It's natural. They want to have sex. It actually keeps them from being violent. Isn't that good? Being homo helps them not be violent. But I left something out. There are some species of animals that don't practice homosexuality. Want to know which kind? Guess what? The kinds that don't have sex at all. Oh my god. It's the ones that don't have sex. Yeah. And you know what? That's what I'll be teaching my children, if I ever have them. I will be teaching them that there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with believing what you want to believe. There's nothing wrong with having your own political ideas or agendas or whatever. I want them to fucking think for themselves. Except for the God thing. They're not going to be going to church. They will not be indoctrinated. They will not follow the Bible, because that shit is like the worst fairy tale ever written. But they will be taught that people are people and that people should be loved for who they are on the inside. Not whether they're gay, not whether they're straight. I don't give a damn if they're Christian, Muslim, whatever. They will know that I love them. And they will not be eating at Chick-fil-A unless Chick-fil-A gives a larger donation to the Human Rights Campaign to compensate for all of the damage that they have probably done through these other organizations. And that is why I don't spend my money at Chick-fil-A. Not because of what the CEOs think, not because of what the president of Chick-fil-A thinks. I couldn't care less what they think. I really don't care. You know, I have friends who are racist as hell, but they're still friends of mine. I don't like the fact that they're racist. I really don't. It pisses me off, and I try to change their minds frequently, but hey, that's who they are. And that's not all of who they are. They are a person too, and they're nice people. They might not like to see a black guy and a white girl hanging out, or vice versa, or other colors of the rainbow, but hey, they like me for who I am, and I like them for who they are, with that one exception. So you know what? My problem is not with what Chick-fil-A thinks or what their big people think. My problem is with how they spend their profits of my money. I'm not going to have my money going to hate groups. It's not going to happen. The end. Goodbye. I hope you liked my rant. You probably didn't because it was a rant, but just that's why I don't go there. Please don't give your money to hate groups. Please. Yeah. Goodbye. And you know what I think is absolutely awesome? You know, 2 days ago on Wednesday, August 3rd, 2012, they had Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day. So, like, millions, probably, maybe even a billion people showed up to say, alongside Chick-fil-A, we hate gays, we hate gays. But guess what today is? Friday, August 3rd. So the LGBT community has come up with a, what's the word? I can't think straight today. What's going on? Anyway, something to combat it, I guess. It's National Same-Sex Kiss Day. So go down to Chick-fil-A around 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and kiss your same-sex partner and take a picture, post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter, put it on Instagram, whatever your social media outlet is. I personally wish that I had a girl I could just meet up with just to kiss her for the hell of it, so I could take the picture, post it on my wall, and be like, take that, Chick-fil-A. Dumbasses. Giving money to hate groups. Please don't give your money to hate groups. Makes me sad. BTW, I forgot to mention that all of the information I used to make this video can be found at the Washington Post, the Huffington Post, or equalitymatters.org. And I think there's another one, but I will post them all in the description box. Please leave me comments. Tell me what your opinion is on this matter, and if you want me to make videos like this, because I've been wanting to do videos like this for a long time, but haven't had the right topic or the right amount of time by myself. So let me know. Bye!